These seals are really powerful. I don't think that we can open them, baby. These seals are really powerful. A mansion?
Look at all those puppets. They seem almost alive.
Yeah, this looks like a haunted house. I hope that they move and attack us or something. That would be so cool.
Ugh. You, Azrael! Solomon Magitech. Science of the Lost Times?
Unusual. It's not something you expect to see in a place like this.
I'm gonna have to duck back and see what this looks like now.
This place. This is part of the messenger. Everything here resonates with his fragments of memories.
Yes, but we will need at least 3 to summon him.
golems from Solomon?
Yeah, this mansion is full of surprises.
I summon you.
You see? Living evil puppets! Hell yeah!
Oh, shut up. I summon you. I summon you. Azrael! There is so much suffering here. They say that 1 in every 1,000 people is special, and 1 in every million, an unparalleled genius. Naskal Mayorim is 1 in a billion. Since childhood, he showed an inordinate talent to create, a skill that surpassed even the greatest masters of the world. With such a gift, there was never any doubt that, if he wanted, he could have become anything that he desired. But Nascal did not care for such things, for his only passion was the marionettes. When he was a little boy, his parents took him to a theater, where he saw for the first time what would become his obsession. These simple figures of wood and metal, artificial beings posing as people, fascinated him in an incomprehensible way. And it was then, at such an early age, he decided to devote his life to them. Year after year, Nascal learned everything about their construction and handling, developing unique methods to give them more realism and mobility. With time, his works became incomparable, so perfect that it was difficult to distinguish them from living beings. His marionettes were valued as masterworks and appreciated everywhere. And only now, upon turning 25, is Nascal truly pleased. Everyone recognizes that he is the greatest artist in the world.
Death traps? This is our best date ever!
I'm just a merchant, and if I had a name, I do not remember it now. Open this door, and I promise you that I'll know how to thank you.
The secrets, the passages, they echo in my head like screams. Stop them! Make them stop!
I have no importance. There is nothing I can do for you. My husband, he is imprisoned in this place. Free him.
Everything is confusing. I was a creator, the greatest of all, but I committed a sin. Now I have only what I deserve.
I am the one who devours everything, the one who stands over creation itself. I am the power.
I am nobody. I have never been. But somewhere in this prison is my wife. Free her. She will know how to reward you.
blood. I only remember the blood. What kind of monster am I? No, don't free me.
I am sorry, World Walkers. I have nothing to say.
So you really do have the ability to move between rooms in Arcane. They're definitely different from the rest.
You're the entity that we saw before in the central room.
Correct. But it would be better if you don't ask silly questions like who I am or what I'm doing here. I can't answer what I don't know.
You're different from the other shadows.
Because I have awareness of everything around me? You could say that.
I've seen more like you. They were locked in a prison. I tried to talk to them, but they were not lucid.
Nor will they ever be as long as they're there. For many of them, that's not where they belong. In their correct rooms, they would be more lucid, as you say.
So I just need to free them?
You can't release them. It would be impossible for you. The tower won't allow it. They're too entrenched in their memories.
And you think that some bars will be a huge impediment? Idiot.
What imprisons them may seem to be metal bars easy for you to bend and destroy, but I assure you, it's much more than that.
So there's no way?
I didn't say that. I said it was impossible for you. But why are you interested? Do you have some relationship with any of them?
A few seem to have relevant information for us.
Interesting. I think I'll help you with this. It may be worth contemplating what will happen.
Can you do it?
Every gate has an exit. Every prison a way out. Just as there are doors, there are also keys in the tower. I can open them. Here's one. It will open any door, but only one. Like I said, they're more in arcane. You only need to find them. But it would be better if you were both very careful when choosing which prisoners to release. Not all of them tell the truth. Not everyone deserves to be imprisoned. Not everyone deserves to be freed. Choose well. It will bring consequences. And even if you find all the keys, in the end, one door will remain locked. Now go. I'm done talking.
The secrets, the passages, they echo in my head like screams. Stop them! Make them stop!
This formula, it emanates a different energy from the rest of this place. The entity linked to this place is a psycho. Nazcal entered the hall where the Council of Brax was taking place. The greatest artists and creators of the world met once every decade under those walls. Different civilizations, even non-human creatures were there to show the wonders they had created over the years. Naturally, only the very best could attend, those whose fame had crossed all frontiers. For many of them, just having been invited represented an honor, but to Nazcal, it was quite the opposite. They should feel honored by his attendance. The puppet master walked through the room, trying to pass unnoticed. He paid little attention to several uninspired works that only reminded him of why he was superior to everyone else. Nazcal smiled ruefully. Although he did not expect too much from others, he had wished to find something to at least rival with his talent. Lost in those thoughts, a distant word caught his attention. Someone had mentioned Gaudeamus, the creator of wonders, whose fame had reached even Nazcal's ears. Apparently, he had also been invited, and a group of people were talking to him not too far away. Interested by his fame, Nazcal approached him to share some anecdotes with a fellow genius. To his surprise, the legendary creator was much younger than he had expected, and was quick to shake his hand and exchange a polite greeting. Nazcal was about to ask about the works he was exhibiting in the council, when the whole room became silent. Everyone whispered that Gaudeamus had just arrived. At that moment, the confused Nazcal understood what they meant, and a chill of terror ran through his spine. The person he was talking with was not a living being, but a doll. Work of Gaudeamus was what he had heard the people say before. Even if it was only for a moment, the mere idea that he had not noticed such a thing overwhelmed the mind of the puppet master. Frantically, his eyes began to gaze closely at all the works exhibited by Gaudeamus. The mere sight of them burned his retinas, but at the same time, he was unable to look away. The feeling of anxiety that oppressed his chest grew until it became pain. He even had trouble breathing in the same room that stored such wonders. Unable to wait any more, he staggered out of the room and did not stop running until he was outside. Then, Nazcal cried and laughed as hard as he could. He had been blind all this time. In his egotism, he thought he was on top of the world when he was only standing on a small hill. Only in that moment did he realize that his work was far from having reached its full potential. That night would change his life completely. He would create greater works. He would surpass Gaudeamus, surpass them all. From that moment, his obsession would be perfection. Nazcal suddenly awoke. For months, he had been unable to sleep well, and that night had been particularly bad, something which he blamed on the emotion of being so close to finishing his work. Washing his face, he noticed how terrible he looked in the mirror, and thought that very soon he would have to be ready to return to society. Nazcal was unsure of how much time had passed since he had visited the Council of Brax. After that night, he invested his vast fortune in creating a secluded mansion away from the civilized world. A huge and well-equipped workshop in which he could devote body and soul to his work, free from distractions. It had been years, or maybe even decades, since the last time he had contact with another human being. But loneliness meant little to him. All that mattered was that he was close to reaching his goal. Over the years, just improving his creative talent wasn't enough for Nazcal. His goal was much higher. He devoted day after day to research the same process Gaudemus developed to make his works, becoming an unrivaled expert in lost science and supernatural rituals. With such unusual tools, he managed to create countless animated puppets, which were able to move by themselves. The very ones that now protected his mansion and took care of its maintenance. But they were all just prototypes for his definitive work, the ultimate puppet. An artificial being so perfect, it would not be aware that it was not alive. Nazcal solemnly went down to the heart of his workshop, where his most valued masterpiece waited for him. On the table was a body. Any observer would think without a doubt that it was a true human being. It had the same appearance as its creator, as identical as 2 drops of water. The master puppeteer smiled. In his next encounter with Gaudemus, it would be his marionette that greeted him. An ironic joke that only he would be able to understand. After reviewing the status of the project for hours, Nazcal determined that it was only a matter of days until it was finished. Only a few pieces were missing, which should be stored in his secondary workshop. With unusual anxiety, he walked to the north wing in search of them. It had been a long time since he had visited that area of the mansion, and he was not even really sure of why he stopped going there. Upon entering the room, the master puppeteer was struck by the terrible state of the place. He didn't remember having forsaken it for so long. Without giving it too much thought, Nazcal walked to where the pieces were stored, but he saw something in his way which puzzled him. There, sitting in the workshop, was a corpse, holding the parts Nazcal had come for. His flesh, rotted and dried, was in pretty bad shape, suggesting that it had been in that place for a long time. Surprised, Nazcal approached to examine the body, but before he could do so, the puppet master became completely paralyzed with terror. Because, despite being worn and wasted, there was no doubt. The corpse had exactly the same face as him.
Bearer of calamities, I felt your presence.
Lord Romeo?
Exet, are you kidding, babe? The damn Supreme Inquisitor here?
Shut up!
I am outside the building. Our forces, our armies, Nathaniel, the Inquisition, they are all here. I used all my power to create this gap that allows us to communicate, but it is unstable. We must be brief.
Milord, Lady, she's dead. And the artifact is still missing. But it's just a matter of time before I...
Silence. What is happening is much more serious than you think. Far more than any of us ever thought. Just one person predicted it. And now we're too late. The whole world is in chaos. Many of the rules of reality are breaking. And this place is the source of everything.
I'm sorry, my lord. I don't understand.
The book you had to recover, the Biblos, was a collection of prophecies made by Herael Grimoire. They described certain conditions that would cause the end of the world. The object itself was unimportant. What mattered was the content. According to her omens, when a certain number of unique entities were reunited, they would bring about the end of all existence. For centuries, we have called these creatures the Messengers of the End, a suitable name for those who are considered the harbingers of the world's destruction. However, we never exactly understood all the intricacies of the prophecy, nor were able to locate all of the messengers. Until now.
My lord?
They are coming, bearer of calamities. Many are already here. This place is attracting the messengers to its core. We don't know how or why, but these creatures are meeting here for the first time. But we cannot enter. The tower is not in the same reality I am, where any of us are. Before me, there are only ruins and desolation. But you are already inside, which only means one thing. You are my weapon, the darkness that devours darkness, my instrument of destruction. Find them, annihilate them, all of them, or the world will not see many more sunrises. We will try to stop them here before they arrive, but many will enter through the crevices between realities. Now go, Hunter of Shadows. You have much to do.
Romeo, Romeo, wherefore art thou, shithead Romeo?
Voices, they've stopped. Everything is silent now.
If that thing says something like, "It's dangerous to go alone," I will kill him.
Welcome to this, my humble room. My name is Velez. It is a pleasure for me to meet such distinguished guests. A monster without fate, and a young lady who has lost everything. Calm down, you have nothing to fear. I'm not an enemy. Though I suppose I would not consider myself an ally either. I am neither a memory nor a guest of the tower. You could say I'm a simple intermediary.
He speaks the truth, baby. I feel no hostility from him. In fact, I don't feel anything from him at all.
I know, but I can't help being uneasy. There's something strangely familiar about him. Velez was your name, right? Excuse me if I was rude. The truth is that it's been a difficult day.
Do not worry, my dear. Under the circumstances, it's logical that you're confused. You're not the only one here who feels this way. Of course. They, the same as you, are moving too. Many of them are also invited to Labyrinthos. Or at least, those who are real. But excuse me, I may have already said too much. And I should not ignore the rules. If what you seek is something material, I have for you a long list of artifacts that perhaps you may find interesting. In return, unless you have something more interesting, I'll be happy to use as currency the fragments of existence of those that you have destroyed.
I feel something near. Suggestions?
Why are you asking me for help? What do I look like to you, a strategy guide?
This is getting weirder and weirder. Any idea of where we could be?
The ideal place for a picnic?
Wonderful help.
My pleasure. Here?
Existential devourers?
Yeah, those guys are bad news. This one is from a lesser hierarchy. In our current form, you are not ready to face a higher one.
This being, it's pure darkness. It'll be quite resistant to my powers.
Yeah, leave the black ones to me and take the white ones for yourself.
This seal. It's similar to the one that Lady summoned.
Fast learner. There must be one or two cores sustaining it.
Little Jonathan Koppel had spent his whole life in his huge mansion without windows. He never lacked anything. He was surrounded by a legion of servants that took care of him with absolute devotion. All of them wore strange masks and acted in a cold and distant way, but took care of him like he was the only thing that mattered in the world. From them, the boy learned the most exquisite manners, and to act like a gentleman of the highest rank. When the young one asked why he was there, his servants always told him that his parents had to go far away, and it was his obligation to wait for them there until they came back. When he learned to read, Jonathan began spending most of his time in the huge library of his house, reading tales and stories that made his imagination fly. He dreamed of fairies, goblins, and fantasy creatures that existed beyond the walls that confined him. But over the years, as he grew older, the mansion seemed to him to grow ever smaller until his home became a prison for him. Finally, the night that he turned 12, he ran away. Why wouldn't he? After all, he could never have imagined that the mansion existed only to protect him.
Alarm! Intruders! Heretics!
Any idea what the hell those things are?
I'm guessing there's some kind of protector totems.
They're heavily guarded against magic. We should find a way to climb up there. Let's look around.
god, that was lame. This keeps up, I'm gonna be a softcover book.
Alarm!
Any idea what the hell those things are?
I'm guessing there's some kind of protector totems.
They're heavily guarded against magic. We should find a way to climb up there. Let's look around.
Oh my god, that was lame. This keeps up, I'm gonna be a softcover book.
Jonathan couldn't believe how fascinating the outside world was. Vast green pastures spread between beautiful mountains. Just a few hours ago, he had left the mansion, and all that he saw only increased his attraction to the wondrous outside world. But his greatest surprise was to discover he wasn't alone. There weren't normal people like he expected, but fantastic creatures swarming everywhere, the same kinds which appeared in the tales he read in his library. Both horrible monsters and wonderful beings observed the little one with fascination, and to his surprise, tried to help him. Soon, a legion of creatures began to follow Jonathan, as if they had never seen someone like him before. From them, Jonathan found out that they were in a place called Folklore, the back of a huge creature of vast proportions. The world was changing, and the fantasy was dying. The last fairy tales had taken refuge there, trying to accumulate enough power to survive. But none of them knew why Jonathan was there. In order to find answers, the creatures advised the child to travel to the heart of the mountain, where the Lord of Fantasy was. Jonathan thought it was a great idea.
the one who devours everything. The one who stands over creation itself. I am the power.
What was a human being? What exactly was he? Nascal didn't know for how long, years perhaps. He had asked the same questions without finding an answer. Was the dead body in the workshop the real Nascal? But if it was, why did it hold the parts needed to complete the project? The puppet master had his body analyzed several times over the years, trying to find something that could help him determine if he was a man or a marionette. In his research, Nascal severed some of his limbs, replacing them with metal implants, an irony that even he could see. Desperate, he began to consider using other humans as guinea pigs for research. However, after all of his sacrifices, he was still not even one step closer to finding the truth. But what if none of that mattered? People, puppets, what if there had never been any difference from the start?
Ah!
I summon you, Azrael! This place. This is part of the messenger. Everything here resonates with his fragments of memories. We can use it to reach him.
Yes, but we will need at least 3 to summon him. 2 more. One more.
We don't have any fragments of memories left.
You shouldn't be here. This is my core.
Nazcal the Puppet Master, come out. Don't hide in the shadows.
Go away. If you won't, I will destroy you.
Answer me. What is your intention coming to the tower?
I did not come. I was brought here. I heard a voice whispering in my head. I saw a light, and then I was here.
I have seen your memories. The things that you've done. The lives you've destroyed. Everything. You lost yourself and became a monster.
Wrong. I never lost myself. That was all for the art. And what about all the things that you have destroyed coming here? And even before that, we are all sinners looking for an answer, Hunter of Shadows. The only difference is the reasons.
Come out. Let's put an end to this.
I will. You will be wonderful marionettes. creations. Everything is for the art. beautiful creations. I can see them in the theater, the marionettes. They are wonderful.
Huh? This power. Baby, what's happening?
The dream goes on. The little girl is still in the dark hallways of the heart of the Order of Nathaniel. Around her, there are dozens of sealed rooms which contain incomprehensible monstrosities that should not exist. The Inquisition brought the child there only a few hours ago. They said it was just for protection, to be sure that she was safe, although the truth is that they didn't know what to do with her. It was too dangerous to let her live, but she was still an innocent child. Even the most radical amongst them didn't want to kill her just because her blood was different. A blood that would empower any supernatural creature who fed on her. The Inquisition thought that her pursuers would not be able to enter the holy city of Nathaniel, so they would have time to decide what to do there. They were wrong. The little girl can't run anymore. The long hallway ends, and in the darkness, she finds a closed door. With her frail arms, the child opens it. She hopes that inside, she can finally hide from the things that follow her. Those who pursue her are the same monsters that had destroyed her village. The ones who took her parents away. The ones who stole the little world that she had known. Her small eyes look around the room. A chill runs through her body. It seems that no one has been there for a long time. But it is not empty. In the center, there is a book. And somehow, looking at it, she feels even colder than before. Ergo? What happened?
I'm not sure.
For a legendary godlike entity, you know very little.
I was near omnipotent, baby, not omniscient. Knowing too much always spoils the fun. My guess is that the core was linked to that entity. After we destroyed him, it couldn't hold itself together and collapsed. Following that, we reappeared in this place. I don't know why you lost consciousness. There's something else I want to tell you. Little girl, that power, the one you felt there, it's mine.
What do you mean?
After kicking the ass of that guy, something came to me. I thought it was merely assimilating his essence, but it was more. I regained part of my power, my real power, the one I am unable to use sealed in this book.
Why are you telling me this?
Honestly, I'm not very sure. I guess I just wanted to play fair with you. Or maybe I just wanted to freak you out a little. In any case, it is true. And the plan is?
You don't need to ask. We'll stick to our original goal.
I can't complain. This is becoming much more fun than I thought it could be.
Foolish entity, you have unleashed me.
Ergo, you and this guy should be friends.
You don't really know who you're talking to, do you, little punk? I am Ergo Mundus. I am power incarnated.
You are nothing. I am the one who devours everything. The one who stands over creation itself. I am the power.
Best friends forever.
I am weak now, but I am slowly regaining my power. Soon, I will be complete. Foolish, if you wish to measure your pathetic power with the greatest being ever. Come back soon. Once I am complete, you will have the challenge of your lifetime.
Welcome back, Bearer of Calamities. Inform me of the situation.
My lord, everything here is quite chaotic. I still don't understand what's happening inside this place. But you were right. Some powerful entities are being summoned here.
You are a weapon child. You don't need to understand anything. Just destroy them before the omens can be fulfilled. The world is at stake.
Yes, my lord. I have already begun. If nothing else, one of them is destroyed.
Romy, could you give us a little more information on what's happening outside? Not to mention about this whole damn prophecy thing.
Ergo Mundus, don't talk directly to me ever again. Your power may be necessary, but I don't need to discuss anything with you.
Oh, do you have a problem with me?
Problem? Your mere existence is a problem, creature. Tame your beast, Bearer of Calamities. It is a necessary evil, but not one I must tolerate.
Shut up, Ergo Mundus. That's an order. My apologies, my lord.
No need. Now go. At least one more messenger is already inside this place. Destroy him. Here, take this. It may help you in your mission. Enough of this.
Shit! Remember what I said to you before about being careful with higher Noth? That's a queen!
The heart of the mountain was floating in front of him. That huge rock contained folklore's core, a place where the real and the unreal were two sides of the same coin. It was the center of fantasy itself, and to his surprise, the heart spoke. It told him the tale of a crossbred child, half human and half fairy tale. His mother was the greatest witch of her time, the only mortal that the fantasy loved above any other. But a child born of such a union was something that should not exist. His birth would destroy his mother, and fantasy didn't want to lose the woman he loved. The witch understood what was going to happen, and ran away to ensure that the child she was carrying didn't suffer any damage, even if that meant her own demise. She built a great mansion and filled it with soulless homunculi to serve the boy when she was gone. That place was separated from the world, away from fantasy. If she managed to keep the little one there until he became an adult, his supernatural legacy would be erased, and he could be normal. After all, only kids dream. What a story, Jonathan lied to himself, without realizing that he had started to cry. Those statue heads. What?
They were guardian spirits. If we want to pass through, we need to find those things and destroy them.
They can't be far from here. I can feel them.
Good girl! You really are doing your homework. You may be able to control my powers better than I thought.
Shut up.
Enemy in the sky, I can launch them twice as high. Take a look, I'm in a book, you're reading ergo. I can't go anywhere. Bearers to know, and ways to grow, you're reading ergo. I can kill anything. Take a look, I'm in a book, a reading ergo, a reading ergo, a reading ergo!
Guardians have fallen. The seal is broken.
2 more. 1 more.
Hail and well met. Had I known thy arrival would be so swift, I would have prepared us some tea.
Koppel, I've heard about you. I know who you are.
Thou flatterest me. But please, calleth me Jonathan. I hath also heard about ye, the legendary Ergo Mundus, and its beauteous nameless owner. Thou art even lovelier than they hath said.
Are you behind all of this? You created Arcane?
My most humble apologies. I fear thou art mistaken. I have been invited hither the same as thee.
You are one of the most powerful known entities, Jonathan. You expect me to believe you're here by chance?
This place hath calleth me. I heard its voice.
Get out of here, Jonathan. I have seen part of your life. I don't want to be forced to destroy you.
Oh, come on. Are you serious?
Thine offer is much appreciated. However, 'tis futile. Not only can thy power not penetrate mine defenses. In truth, I needeth the book thou art carrying.
Is this some kind of joke?
This place doth offer me power. Power to do what I wish. In exchange, I needeth thee to cease to exist, Sir Ergo. I shall hence obtain the advantage I require to best the others. Verily, some of us art terrifying.
What do you mean?
It matters not. Alas, milady, I have given thee a chance. Ah, what a joyously festive event awaits! Dost thou not comprehend, fusty sir? Thy time draws short. Forgive me, my lady. 'Tis not personal. Run! 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 Hail! thou not comprehend, lusty sir? Thy time draws short. Comprehend, lusty sir? Thy time draws short. Darkness! Yes! Light! About this! victory! Light! What about this? Run! Run! Run!
This formula.
Everything is. I must thank you for what you did for me. I was confused when I was locked in that place. Once upon a time, my name was Gaudemus, but it's probably more appropriate to say that I am just the memory of him, created by Nazgul. In a part of his mind, I committed the sin of surpassing him, and I needed to be punished for that. There is little I can do as a reward, but let me at least share with you the part of Nazgul that is in me.
Vaguely, the consciousness of the being that was once Nazgul awakened. He looked at the world through the hundreds of eyes that were his terminals, independent puppets connected to his senses. The entity had witnessed the passage of time with a perspective that only immortality could grant, and was satisfied with the outcome. The only thing that he came to regret was the death of Gaudemus, who passed away before he could see how his legend was surpassed. However, in the end, that didn't really matter either. It was the fate of all those beings who were unable to reach Nazgul's heights. More than 200 years ago, he was forced to flee from the continent, chased by the Inquisition when his true nature was discovered. From that moment on, he traveled from one place to another until he made his residence in the lost civilizations of the depths of the jungle, since he found their old creative techniques interesting. There, he rebuilt his mansion and continued with his work, creating beings that transgress the line between the living and artificial. To ensure that no one could oppose him, in that period Nazgul obtained the power to overcome any threat. He surrounded himself with a legion of extremely efficient combat marionettes, and modified his body over and over, until all that was left of its original form was a part of his brain and his spinal cord. Its size grew disproportionately, gaining a height of over 90 feet, and he armed himself with all sorts of artifacts of enormous destructive power. Unfortunately, producing enough energy to move such a structure was very complex, so he was forced to power his generators with hundreds of souls. This caused his personal power to increase exponentially until he became a vast, living weapon. Now he went on with the same enthusiasm that he had when he was just a small child, with the sole aim of creating new puppets, perfect creatures that, like him, transcend the limits of life itself, and he will continue to do so until the world is ready to change.
Hail and Dost thou not comprehend, fusty sir? Thy time draws short. Run! 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 Impressive. This just tease the mind and intrigue. Dost thou not comprehend, fusty? Run! 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 Hail and well met. Dost thou not comprehend, fusty sir? Thy time draws short. Dost thou not comprehend, fusty sir? Thy time draws short. Run! 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 About this! About this! About this!
I summon you.
thine self from mine presence. Remove thine self from mine presence. Remove thine self from mine presence. So, I have met my end. 'Tis not at all well met and merry.
Huh? This power.
The dream becomes more lucid. The little girl is inside the huge room. There's nothing there. Only a strange book, hanging from the walls wrapped in old chains. Everything has become silent outside. And for a moment, the child thinks that maybe she's finally found a safe place to hide. But she also feels that she is not alone. Slowly, the little girl extends her small arm towards the book. Darkness, wrath, loneliness. Everything that fills the place comes from it, and she feels that that book is also lost. Before her little fingers reach the cover, the sound of the door opening behind her makes the child freeze in terror. One of them has found her. And again, the dream becomes a nightmare. Again? This is becoming repetitive.
Yeah, it's losing its edge. Are you okay, baby? You seem to be having a pretty awful dream.
You can bet it was bad. You were in it. And I already told you I don't need you to worry about me.
That's the spirit.
Do you hate Romeo Exet?
It's not hate. I mean, that guy is freaking powerful himself. Probably the most powerful human being I've met since I&II. And I respect that. But there is something in him that I despise. That attitude. He behaves as if he is some kind of savior who can't ever be wrong.
Too similar to you?
I'm not human, baby. I am what I am. But that guy, I told you, there's something in him that I can't stand. But what about you? It looks like you are his biggest fan.
He and Lady were the only ones who treated me like a normal girl.
That's just because he's not afraid of me. It's another way to prove that he's better than everyone else. Oh, someday, I wish I could have a chance to kick his ass.
That is something that's not gonna happen.
A book-hidden dream?
Welcome back, Bearer of Calamities. Inform me of the situation.
My lord, another messenger has been destroyed by my hand. But there's something that's concerning me. Their destruction is affecting us in a strange way. Somehow, with each one of them that falls, Ergo's seals become weaker and weaker, and my own condition is getting worse.
None of that is my concern. I have heard some strange theories from I&II, but honestly, even if they are true, it changes nothing. Our priority is to prevent the prophecy from being fulfilled, and I trust in your ability to keep the calamity at bay. Now take this and go. You have much to do.
Are you okay?
This feeling. It's the same as when we were pulled into this place for the first time.
Look around. If this tower is really made of memories, then this land doesn't belong to anyone. But somehow, I'm not calmer for it. Be careful.
I heard your voice. In the silence. In the void. It is you who has called me? Again. Who am I? I am life.
What is happening? I don't understand what's going on.